Groundhog Day. A day full of weird singing. Easy, don't you squeeze me. Cringe.
He says that...
And probably the oddest part about it. Weird, unnecessary lore. I know. Groundhog Day was like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. I'm very late to this, but I had other videos I wanted to get out before. But I really wanted to talk about this because Groundhog Day is fucking weird. Groundhog Day, or February 2nd, is the weirdest holiday ever. It's the weirdest holiday. Easter, we paint eggs and we look for Jesus. Mardi Gras, we take our clothes off and we throw beads at each other. But Groundhog Day, we gather around in the numbers of thousands and wait for a fucking gopher to tell us when winter will end. We have a groundhog that is immortal, I'll get to that in a second, who tells us when winter ends. Isn't that insane? But it gets weirder, because behind me, on this monitor here, I have some of the lore. Now, before I get to all the weird stuff, let me give you a bit of backstory behind what Groundhog Day even is. Now, according to history.com back here, back in 1887, they believed that Punxsutawney Phil was the one true forecaster above all these other groundhogs predicting weather, that he was the only one that could truly predict when spring will begin. Now, fast forward about 130 years, and we have what we do on Groundhog Day, which is this.
Groundhog style, Phil, Punxsutawney Groundhog style. Hey, Punxsutawney, Phil, Punxsutawney Groundhog style. Hey, Punxsutawney, Phil.
Pretty fucking weird, right? Besides all this weird, bad music and whoever these guys are, we have some of the fun lore for Groundhog Day. First thing I want to say is that Punxsutawney Phil. Now, you would think, oh, Punxsutawney Phil, I'm sure that's just the name that they give a groundhog. A groundhog lives about 7 to 8 years, according to Google. So maybe about every 7 to 8 years, that's about 19 groundhogs. They would just rename him Punxsutawney Phil, just out of tradition. No, it's the same groundhog. It's the same one. They're trying to tell me on the official Punxsutawney Groundhog Club website. I'm sick. I shouldn't be making this video. They're trying to tell me that this groundhog, this fucking gopher, has lived for over a century. Are you fucking shitting me? And here's the thing. Every summer, how he's gained this immortality is every summer he's given something called groundhog juice, or the elixir of life, which lets him live for another 7 years. Now, if he's been alive for 133 years, times that by 7, hold on, that is 931 years. This groundhog, they're saying it could live for the next 931 years. So, here's the part that's got me all sorts of fucked up. And I'm sorry, I'm swearing a lot in this episode. They got me fucked up. So Punxsutawney Phil has a wife named Phyllis. And according to the official page, it says, yes, Punxsutawney does have a wife, but she doesn't get the elixir of life. She doesn't get it. How fucked up is that? They just don't give her it. Not even like, they don't even give her an extra 7 years. You don't drink and live forever. You live for another 7 years. You gonna tell me that if she wanted to live another 7 years, they couldn't just give her a sip? Can't they give her half a cup and maybe she lived for at least 3.5? She doesn't get it? And then it just gets like weird for a bit in some of the lore, because it's like, oh, what does Phil do in his free time? Since he doesn't actually hibernate because he lives in a controlled climate, so he doesn't hibernate. He likes a good book. He just loves to read. Now there are no kids on this website. What? There are only adults going on the Punxsutawney Groundhog Club. There are no kids. So what is this charade they're putting up here for people my age and older? What is this? Ask one kid, huh? Just find a kid, be like, hey, who's Punxsutawney Phil? They'll be like, I don't know. I didn't know who it was until like a few weeks ago. I knew there was a groundhog. Well, maybe I just never had Punxsutawney visit my school, which is another thing. Punxsutawney, on all other days besides February 2nd, is just traveling the U.S., visiting schools for kids to look at him. The people that travel with Punxsutawney Phil are the inner circle, is what they are called. And the inner circle is a group of old men who speak groundhogese. And the president has a cane. He has a stick painted black that allows him to speak groundhogese to Punxsutawney Phil. I think somewhere in the autumn, I believe. Sometime in the fall, I think is when it was. He has him speak. He speaks to Phil holding this stick, and he writes it down on this flimsy little scroll that he brings out to read to people that's connected. It's kind of cute. It's connected by 2 little logs. That's a little cute. I like it. So in summary, I want to go to Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania and see Groundhog Day. So if you want to see me, visit Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania, subscribe, like this video, even though that really doesn't matter. If you like this video, like it. Another thing, I'm making a D&D campaign about groundhogs being the deities. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to run it through with my friends. But anyway, bye everybody. Have a nice day. And I hope you're not sick like me, because it sucks. See ya.